Awesome. Yeah. Hello. Welcome back to my channel. I know, a brand new video. Today I'm gonna do a ranking the entire Christopher Nolan filmography. The last video I did, this type of video, is my Steven Spielberg filmography ranked video, which you can watch it link below if you like. This one is not as big as Steven Spielberg filmography. There's 30 plus movies. This one we have 13 movies. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, 13 films. From following to the recent release, The Odyssey, which I just watched for my second time today on 70mm. Let's not talk about The Odyssey yet. Let's save that for last, because we're gonna go through in order of his first film all the way to his recent film. So, first up is Christopher Nolan's directorial debut, Following. To be honest, I only seen this film once, and it is a fascinating little film. It is a beginning steps into the style that we know, the clever written story to the technical style that they brought to this film from Following, and to the ideas that is so, out in the box, that is something new and unique. And Following is a film I liked. I think it's a good movie. I don't love it. To be fair, a lot of his films, they are not a single bad movie. Just let you know. Following is not up to arms to his later works. Following is a nice step in the right direction for Nolan and what he will become as one of the best directors of all time. And Following is an example of, what he will become. It's an example of an early stage in directing that he's learning. He's figuring out what his style is. And Following is such a very interesting film that I need to rewatch. It's been a while, but for what I remember liking the idea. This is his style. This is his, type of film that he wants to make. Following belongs to the good category, and Following is a great start to his career as a filmmaker.
Is that your handwriting? Yes.
Next up, we have his second film, Memento, starring Guy Pearce, Carrie-Anne Moss. This is a very complicated film. If you've seen this movie, you know what I mean. The story structure that Nolan was able to do with Memento is bonkers. It's out there. No other director could ever do that kind of different style, going from flashback to flashback, trying to figure what Guy Pearce's character trying to figure out his memories. He has a memory loss. He's trying to figure this out, trying to put all the puzzles together. And I love the fact that the black and white stuff are the past, and the color stuff is the present. And we're going back and forth. And I find that very compelling and interesting, but at the same time kind of confusing. And this is one of those films that you need to rewatch it again in order to figure the story out. And it's a really darn good movie. It's due for a rewatch. I've seen it twice. It's like one of those movies, okay, there's a lot going on. I need to rewatch it again. And it's that's what makes Nolan so great as a director, because he likes to make a film that we can go back to and we watch it and find new things. And like, oh, I didn't think of that before, or something like that. And honestly, Guy Pearce in this film is one of his best acting roles. Like, he gives such a very compelling three-dimensional character that has a lot going on, and he tattooed a lot of stuff to reminding him his past, and he has like a Polaroid that he sees, and like he's a fascinating character to look at and to follow through. And I'm really sad that Guy Pearce has not been in any other Nolan movies afterwards. I'm really hoping that Nolan casts Guy Pearce again, because Guy Pearce is a really damn good actor. I'm gonna put this in a good category. I just need to rewatch it again. I don't love it as other works as well, but we're slowly getting to his best of the best, right? This is like the right step in direction. Like we got Following and Memento, and his career as a director is starting to grow, and his creative mind that he has, this clever mind that he's had, began to grow and began to develop. That's something that he's good at. Yeah, Memento belongs to the good category, so that is Memento. I need to rewatch that movie. Next up, Insomnia, starring Al Pacino and Robin Williams. Love Robin Williams. His performance in this film, Insomnia, is creepy and unsettling, but it seems like fascinating. I need to check out 1 Hour Photo, one of Robin Williams' darker roles. And honestly, I love him as a comedian, and he's a great, wonderful actor. I love him in Jumanji and Miss Doubtfire, and of course Aladdin, right? But sometimes I love watching his dark roles because there's another human level he brings to it, the rottenness of himself. I miss him dearly. But Insomnia, I need to see the original film starring Stellan Skarsgård, I believe. It's in the Criterion Collection. But Insomnia, for what I remember, I thought it was a good movie. I enjoyed it. I like the chase aspect of it. The detective Al Pacino trying to figure out the case and all that. It's really entertaining to watch. It's not one of Nolan's best, but I like the tone. I like the performances. The story is not one of his strongest, but there's some good moments to enjoy. There's some good aspect of the movie that is worth watching, and the performances as well. The direction is so strong. Sadly, it's one of his weakest films. It's still a good movie nonetheless. So Insomnia belonged to the good category. But yeah, but I do believe like both Memento and Insomnia is the one that put him in the map, that people now recognize who Christopher Nolan is. Without Insomnia, without Memento, we wouldn't gotten Batman Begins. So that's the next film we're going to talk about, Batman Begins. Obviously, we're getting to the moment that is very nostalgic for me. I grew up watching the Dark Knight trilogy. But first, we're going to talk about each entry, right? So Batman Begins is a new take on the Dark Knight as a character, and something that people at the time were kind of worried about because the backlash, the baggage from the Joel Schumacher movies and all that, the Batman Forever and Batman Robin, and that was kind of like the death of superhero genre for film. But we got Spider-Man, we got X-Men, right, and then things are starting picking up, right, and then we got Batman Begins. Thankfully, Nolan resurrected the DC superhero genre. I love the tone, I love the atmosphere. It's like, and I love Christian Bale's take on Bruce Wayne. He understood who Bruce Wayne is as a character, and he has a very dark past, and that's how he become Batman. And it's a great origin story of Batman, and it's really exciting. It's very scary. It's Cillian Murphy as the Scarecrow. Great casting. Like, oh my god. And yeah, Batman Begins belongs to the great category. It's a great superhero movie. It's a great origin story, and it's very, his entire filmography, all his direction is so strong, right? But Batman Begins is a great start to a trilogy of films. after Batman Begins, he did The Prestige. The Prestige. I recently rewatched that movie a couple of days ago. I loved it even more the time I rewatched this movie. It's so good. The performance by Hugh Jackman and Christian Bale is like a great dual, battle between the two magicians, right? And trying which one is who was better and what, and trying to figure out what Christian Bale character is doing what, and Christian Bale trying to figure out what Hugh Jackman character is doing, and trying to outsmart themselves. But The Prestige is like so engaging, compelling, and wonderful. I love the cinematography in this, and I love the story. The story is like so, it's so rich and so delicious, and it's a very smart movie, right? This is not your typical magician, magic, movie. This is more into the adult lens of the magic world, if that makes any sense. The Prestige belongs to the great movie category. It is a great movie, and it's so rewatchable too. Like every time I watch this movie, like I find something new to it. Like, this is interesting. And I love the ending of this movie. I love the last shot of the movie. I was like, whoa, what a movie, And it's like, and the twists and turns, and when we follow the story, okay, this is kind of kind of basic at first, but it goes deeper and deeper. Like there's a layer to the story that makes it compelling and rich and delicious. And The Prestige, man, The Prestige is so cool. Next up, we have one of the first of many masterpieces. Spoiler, The Dark Knight. No introduction, it belonged to the masterpiece category for damn sure. The Dark Knight is a film I really want to see in theaters. I never saw it in theaters. That's sad. I was alive when this movie came out. It came out in 2008. I was 9 years old. I would have loved to watch this movie. My dad would take me to watch this movie. But, I mean, what else I cannot say about The Dark Knight? It's a masterpiece. It's one of Nolan's best of the best, right? Heath Ledger performance. I also rewatched this movie a couple weeks ago, and it's like, man, Heath Ledger performance is something else. And what a sad way, that he's gone, that no longer with us. He's an amazing actor, and it shows what kind of great actor he is when he's playing the Joker. A different take of the Joker, more dark Joker, not like in comic book version like Mark Hamill Joker. This is more like a psycho killer Joker. And the makeup, the famous line, do you want to know how I get the scars? Like, here we go. Such an iconic role that is still to this day, very memorable performance. We never forgotten his role as the Joker, played by the wonderful late great Heath Ledger. This is a story that we are. The Dark Knight is a movie that it is no longer a origin story. Now with the world of Bruce Wayne and Batman is lived in, fleshed out. We got an amazing cast. The story is so rich and compelling and very mature as well. And it's like, man, like cinematography in this movie is just, every time you watch this movie, it's like, the cinematography, man, like the cinematography is so good. And this is the beginning of a long collaboration with IMAX. The Dark Knight was the start of exploring the brand new format for IMAX in the narrative structure. And we saw like from the opening scene of this movie is shot on IMAX cameras, and it just looks amazing. And then there's some scenes here, not an entire movie, but some scene that was shot on IMAX that looks awesome. And yeah, what can I say about The Dark Knight that has already been said? It's a masterpiece. It's one of the best superhero movies of all time. It's like top 5, top 3, number 1, whatever. It's up there. I mean, the script is so well written, and the performances is so well, performed. And it's like the ending still gets me. When Gary Oldman gives in a monologue, that shit gets me every time. And the score by Hans Zimmer, don't get me started with that score. The score is generational. It's still stuck in my brain like forever. Yeah, The Dark Knight belongs into the masterpiece category.
He's a silent guardian, a watchful protector, a dark knight.
This is my second favorite Nolan movie, and again, it belongs to the masterpiece category. This is a perfect movie. The idea of dream is fascinating. The character's motivation is just so compelling, engaging that you want to root for Leonardo DiCaprio character, Mr. Cobbs, trying to go home. And this idea of heights, going to layers by layers is so cool. And the group of characters, Cillian Murphy, Tom Hardy, Joseph Gordon-Levitt, Ken Watanabe, like Elliot Page. It's like the cast is amazing and the story is so unique, different, but creative and imaginative and just compelling. And it's just the idea of dreams and dreaming and how he did it in this film Inception is something I could never do because I have a dumbass brain. But Christopher Nolan is a very smart man, as you can see from making Inception and going Dreams and Dreams. It's such a great heist movie, and it's like there's such a unique heist movie because there's a sci-fi element into that feel grounded in this movie. The score by Hans Zimmer is one of the best, obviously, but Inception is rewatchable. It's my most rewatchable Nolan movie. I go back to that movie all the time because the idea is so cool and the heist element is so cool, and it's just it's a dope movie, It's a one of a kind movie that no other director could do, but Nolan can. He wanted to do something that's very out in the box and out there, and something totally different and something that's very impossible, that feels impossible to make, but he did it. He made Inception work. I don't know how he did it, but I'm kind of glad Inception exists because it's a great freaking movie, and I rewatch that movie all the time because it's something I go back to. Like I said, it's like it's visually appealing. Is the story is so much to get. There's layer to it, and it's like I love the ending. I love the score. I love everything about Inception. It belongs to the masterpiece, obviously. Next up, The Dark Knight Rises. This is a very nostalgic film for me. That was my very first Nolan movie I saw in theaters. This came out in 2012. I was 13. Perfect age for this movie. I love this movie. Deep in my heart, I love this movie. Granted, it's not as great as The Dark Knight. It's not in the masterpiece level of The Dark Knight. But it's such an entertaining movie. Tom Hardy as Bane is awesome. The story of redemption, rise up, it gets me all the time. The score by Hans Zimmer, again, is amazing. But, there's flaws. Sure, there is flaws. Is it a perfect movie? No. Is it an enjoyable movie? Is it satisfying? Yes. The Dark Knight Rises belongs to the great category. Hi, this is editing Bernardo. You can see I'm still editing the ranking video. I forgot. I'd like to add a little bit more about The Dark Knight Rises. I'll never forget seeing in a moment in theaters when Bane broke Batman back. I remember my reaction to it. I was like, "What?" Like speechless. Like, what? No way. I'll never forget seeing that. I'm like, what the? that's crazy. That's bananas. And that's good to show, like, when Christopher Nolan brought Bane back into the live action, because the last time we saw Bane live action was the more stupidest thing, it's more cartoonish thing from the Joel Schumacher Batman Robin movie, which is, granted, it's a fucking awful movie, but that iteration of Bane is so dumb. But with what Tom Hardy and Nolan bring to the character Bane, he's more smart, he's very well spoken, he's clever, he's intelligent, he's a planner, oh, but not only like he's really smart, but he's very skilled and strong, and he know how to fight and all that. He's very well trained, and I love that we got that kind of a different take on Bane, not like big muscular Bane that we've seen from the comic books or the animated stuff. This is more a smart written Bane, which I very much like. And Tom Hardy, once again, I never forget seeing not only the Bane breaking Bruce Wayne back, but this I'll never forget like watching his speech, his monologue. Like, it's so engaging and enticing and captivating, and it's just it's so delicious. Tom Hardy did, and of course I hope of course that he does, he does like, do you wish you want to die? This kind of voice, like, oh shit, like, do you come to the die? That thing, that the mumbling. It's honestly a really cool idea. Sometimes you cannot hear the dialogue, but think of subtitles. But also, I'll never forget seeing the opening scene of the movie The Dark Knight Rises, and like, oh, we're in for the ride. We're locked in. It's such a great introduction to Bane as well. What kind of villain he's gonna be in this third iteration of the Dark Knight trilogy, right? And like, oh, this is the type of villain we're going for. Cool, awesome, and it's a very exciting opening scene. Like, it's up to par with the beginning of the Dark Knight opening scene, and also this is like a nitpick, whatever. Talia or Ghoul Death is cringy, like. It's a meme now, I guess. But yeah, that's my little more thoughts on the Dark Knight Rises that I forgot to mention about while doing the video, because again, that movie is very nostalgic to me. It was my first Nolan movie I ever saw in theater. It was great. It was a great experience I'll never forget, and it's a movie I'll be watching. I think in my heart it's a masterpiece, but it's not a masterpiece. But I like the movie. I still do. Okay, it's very nostalgic to me, and yeah, I'll go back to editing, and you go back to watching this video. So, cheers. I'm very nostalgic over The Dark Knight Rises. I'll never forget seeing on theaters on open week. We just came back from. I remember that we came back from the Mexico City trip with my dad and my brother, and the first thing we did, we land from that trip is to watch The Dark Knight Rises because it came out at the same time, and I loved it. I'll never forget buying the Blu-ray when it came out, and I rewatched that movie so many times. But yeah, The Dark Knight Rises still holds a special place in my heart. It's very nostalgic, and granted the story is not one of the best. There's some plot holes. How Bruce gets to the Gotham City. Yeah, I know, but it's rewarding, it's satisfying, and it's a great end to his Dark Knight trilogy. Next up, we got the big one, the big cannoli. Interstellar. Masterpiece. Without a doubt. Masterpiece. I recently saw this, a couple of days ago on IMAX. Yeah, I saw it again on IMAX, but this time I went to Bullock Museum in Austin, Texas, that showed the 1.4 aspect ratio, the proper IMAX aspect ratio. And get to see that on IMAX for Interstellar is mind-boggling. I was like, whoa, what an euphoric experience. You know, a couple of years ago, they did like a 10 anniversary thing for Interstellar, but I saw it on a standard IMAX screen, which is a great experience overall, but seeing the 1.4 aspect ratio on the Bullock Museum in Austin, it's next level. It is I love this movie. This is my favorite Nolan movie, my number one favorite Nolan movie of all time. It's like, the score is great, the characters are great, the performances by Matthew McConaughey and Hathaway is stunning. The visual effects is one of the best visual effects. It still holds up to this day. And it's a great sci-fi Odyssey. It's so emotional, it's heavy, and we're rooting for this character to see it, and it's just such an engaging ride, and it's just, there's not a single dull moment. The dock scene still gets me every time, still edge of my seat, even though I know how the scene goes. And I love the ending, and I love Matthew McConaughey character, and the score is like, oh my god, everything about this movie is just perfect. This is another Nolan film that is perfect. It's a perfect film. And both Interstellar and Inception and The Dark Knight are perfect movies. I love Interstellar with all my heart. I'll never forget seeing the unjudged showing when it first came out. Originally, when it was new, it came out as 14. I was 15. It was like a perfect age for me to see Interstellar. I saw it on Cinemark XD, and it was life changing. So Interstellar belonged in the masterpiece category, obviously. Next up, Dunkirk. It's a great movie. It's a very unique story structure. They're doing what's the word? It's a non-linear, because the story takes on three different perspectives in the same war that the story was telling. I remember enjoying it so much. I remember being so engaged by it. It's a great movie, but it's not one of those Nolan movies I go back to a lot, but it's something I appreciate the movie overall. So Dunkirk belongs in the great category. I have nothing more to say, but yeah.
The liberation guild.
Next up, Tenet. This movie came out in the pandemic time. I remember that. But thankfully it did come out in theaters. We went to see it in theaters. And man, this movie screwed my brain. I was like, whoa, what is this? What's going on? They're going backwards? Like, what? Robert Pattinson is great. I mean, it's a great movie. I love it. Actually, I do love it, but it's something every time I think about it, I come to appreciate this movie over the years. And Tenet is something so bold and different for a Nolan movie, and I love about Nolan because he always do something different in the story, that is very out there and impossible to do. And Tenet is one of those kind of movie that feels impossible to make, and he did it anyway. Tenet, it has audio issues. I remember people complaining about the audio. I don't have the issue. I think I can hear it fine. But it's the story structure is like, oh, okay, this and that. I'm like, it's like, trying to connect the dots and all that. But it is, by the end of the movie, is a satisfying watch in the end. Like, every Nolan movie is very satisfying, no matter what. But Tenet is a very interesting movie. I like it. I love it. It's bold. It's different. It's ballsy at the same time. It belongs to the great category. This movie was a monumental release. It came out at the same time with Barbie, so we called Barbieheimer, and I did do a double feature. That was a fun time. But Oppenheimer is a film that finally got him the Best Director win. It was about damn time. Also, Best Picture. It won Best Picture, and well deserved. Oppenheimer to me is this generation of Amadeus. From Strauss versus Oppenheimer, clashing each other with different ideas, different perspective, and all that. It is a visually appealing movie. It's engaging. It's enticing. For a 3-hour long biopic movie, there's not a single dull moment. I was in it. I was locked in. The performance, the entire cast, especially the small roles, gave their all. No matter what, every actor in every scene, either big or small, role, shine and gave 100% A game. And obviously, Cillian Murphy won Best Actor. Well deserved. His performance as Oppenheimer is gravitating. Is so much, so much going on into this man. He's three-dimensional. That he's an actual human being. I'm watching Oppenheimer. I'm not watching Cillian Murphy as Oppenheimer. I'm watching Oppenheimer on screen. And obviously, the Trinity test is astonishing, and the end of the movie and the score by Ludwig Göransson is wonderful. And Oppenheimer belonged to the masterpiece category, and to me, Oppenheimer is Christopher Nolan's magnum opus. This is something that feels like this is why Christopher Nolan is the best director of this generation. Something that we can always look forward to seeing a brand new movie by him. And Oppenheimer, I love that film. I'm never forget seeing it in theaters, watching it for the first time. I was so enticed to the story, into the movie, and I saw it again on IMAX 7mm, which I had a great time, and it just looked gorgeous. Anyways, Oppenheimer belonged to the masterpiece category. Lastly but not least, his most recent film, The Odyssey. That's right. It belonged to the masterpiece, and I only seen it twice already. Man, what a film. And this is a monumental, release, because this is the first time that the film was shot entirely on IMAX. Entirely. From beginning to end. Everything on IMAX. There's no aspect ratio change. What a film. Matt Damon is great. Anne Hathaway is great. It's visually appealing. It's almost like a horror movie in some aspect of it. I'm hoping that Christopher Nolan would do a horror movie one day down the line, because I can see that there. The Cyclops scene and the Cersei scene feels like a horror movie. I'm watching a horror movie. And this is a character study of Odysseus. And, this is basically a PTSD movie, a trauma movie about his past, about regret, and not wanting to go home because of all the baggage that he had because of the siege of Troy, and that he feels shame of that. And this is just care for Odysseus. You're interested in seeing what he's going through in his mind, and why Odysseus is still seeing Athena, because Athena's haunting Odysseus, in his past thing that he was done for that's very bad. And it's compelling, it's so rich, it's delicious, and I love the whole sequence in the Hades stuff. It's so good. Oh my gosh, one of my favorite scenes. But I would say the two highlights of the Odyssey is the performances by Samantha Morton and John Leguizamo. Holy shit. Give him the Oscar nomination hopefully. Yeah, I love the Odyssey. I had a wonderful time. It was an euphoric experience. And something about watching a brand new Nolan movie just gets me excited. Because this is the type of director I just get excited over whatever project he signed on to do or to make. I'm always going to be excited for any Nolan movie that he makes. Whatever genre that he does. And, filming the entirety of IMAX on the story of the Odyssey is perfect fitting for it. because he wanted something very different and something that he always wanted to do since the beginning. That he wanted to make a film that was shot entirely on IMAX cameras, and he did that with the Odyssey, and well deserved by Nolan. And everything about the Odyssey, I'm still in awe of it. It felt handmade. It feels like you're watching from a movie that made from the 60s. That's what it feels like. Everything's practical. Everything feels like it's like you're watching a David Lynn production. That's what it feels like. And I was just so, I just ate it up. I just felt so enticed to it and just, compelling. It's delicious. It's like I was into the journey of the Odysseus, and the whole sequence, the Seas of Troy, is awesome to see. The whole sequence with the Cyclops is awesome. It's like a horror movie. The scene with Cersei is awesome. The scene with the Hades is awesome. But the two things that blew me away, that I cannot stop thinking about, is John Leguizamo performance and Samantha Morton performances. Incredible. And the score by Ludwig Göransson. Oh my god, beautiful, beautiful score. And yeah, there you go. That's my that's my ranking on Christopher Nolan entire filmography, up to date with the Odyssey. And I cannot wait to see what he will direct next. And that can be a very exciting anticipation of his whatever film that he's going to make. And I'm hoping the next film that he makes it'll be a horror movie, because he needs to do a horror movie. He's passionate about it. He needs to do a horror movie. I love the fact that Christopher Nolan still continue making movies and continue to change the game into the production. And yeah, there you go. I hope you enjoyed this video. And yeah, bye.